Hi, my name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording, and this is a series of videos geared towards beginners and people that don't have an OP-1 to demystify the OP-1 by Teenage Engineering, a digital synthesizer workstation, otherwise known as a DAW. That's right, this isn't DAWless. So today we're going to go over sequencers. The OP-1 has a number of sequencers to choose from, and we're just going to go through them and talk about what they do. First up is Arpeggio. So to get to the sequencer stuff from drum or the synth engines, you hit this button right here. We'll turn it on and off. And Shift plus this button will get you to the list of sequencers. The first one on the list is Arpeggio. The first thing I'm going to do right here is turn this red thing to hold so that we can just have this hold while we listen to things. With hold off, it only responds to the keys when they're pressed. All right, first up, we have the speed. From 1/4 to a 30-second note triplet. We're going to keep that at 1/16 right now. This changes how the notes are played. This over here is sort of a sequencer gate. It will only play certain notes from the pattern. If you have all 4 enabled, it's going to play all the notes that you played. Otherwise, it's going to sort of like skip some. Hold we talked about. If you hit Shift, you get access to the bottom row of things. Length. Type is sort of an alternative sequencer that's going to change how the notes are played. And then the order the notes are played. Finally, you have swing, negative swing, no swing, positive swing. Endless. Endless is very useful. It allows you to just enter notes and then they play back. So it is polyphonic as well. So here is a sequence that I recorded earlier. It's transposable and it stays in sequence time if you just press another key down. So I'm holding down the C key and it transposes while keeping the sequence in time, which is very useful. To enter notes onto it, you hold down Shift. If you want a rest, hit the arrow button. You have time control. Swing, and hold. In crank mode, you can now go back and forth through the sequence, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and record a polyphonic sequence real quick so I can show you how that works. Pretty cool. Next up, finger. Finger is more useful on drums. So let's go over to the drum sequencer and make sure that we have sort of a normal kit going on. So finger. Each one of these is a sequence that you can program in. So you can either have, multiple sequences for one drum, or you can just save all the sequences for your session in here, which is really useful. So Shift, you get the little blue eraser there, and I can erase what's there. Green is going to be your swing. You don't need to hold shift for that. Let's go ahead and record a sequence. Each one of these little squares is a step, and I can change how many steps I want from 1 to, any amount. We'll just go ahead and do this right here. So if I hold shift, I'm in enter note mode. I'm going to erase that. It can have up to 2 steps per thing, so that's very useful. I can go to the next step right there, hi-hat. And let's go back to here and add a kick. All right. So let's go ahead and add something here so I can show you swing. A little bit of swing, nice. Let's go ahead and over here and record, let's say, or enter some steps for a percussion sequence so that I can show you how the different modes indicated by where it says replace right there work. So I'm going to make this just this much. Turn this off so I can preview. A few more steps. Now in replace mode, the sequence that I hold down next will replace the currently one playing in time. You'll see it switching back and forth between things. So that's cool. That's a way to sort of like add a fill or something like that, or just switch between sequences on the fly. Let's see. Join will join the 2 sequences. And for the thing that I just did, that's very useful because I sort of added a percussion line on top, and maybe I want to have it join up. And it is dependent on when you press the key. It will be in time, but it won't necessarily be at the start of the measure, so you do have to think about that. Fill in. Fill in will switch to the other pattern as a fill and then switch back to the original one. And again, it's dependent on when you press the key. And it's obviously dependent on the length of each pattern, so keep that in mind. Join, replace, fill. So the same can be done over on the synthesizer. So let's go ahead and pick our sequence right here. Clear this out. Turn, let's see, turn swing down. There we go. And then you can hear that you do have the ability to make this polyphonic, so. Let's see. Join. And then replace. Fill in. So, useful. I hope you're starting to see sort of like the power of these, both melodically and with drum stuff. Because you can just set up a whole bunch of sequences here and kind of just jam together, and you'll get some really cool results out of mixing and matching patterns. All right, what do we got next? Pattern. Pattern's sort of like classic piano roll editor kind of thing. You can see that I'm adding steps. You can skip steps by moving forward. Let's go ahead and erase this and start. Being able to add in real time is pretty cool. You can also change the direction. Back and forth. So if we go over to our thing here, our synth engine, go to pattern, clear this out. Let's see. You can just switch around the direction of it, which is kind of cool. You can move it in space, and then, of course, erase it. What's next? Sketch. So this is Sketch. Go ahead and switch to Sketch. We can draw shapes here that are going to change the volume and pitch of the sequence based on a divider time. I have no idea how this is going to sound. Let's see. We're just going to make a little thing here. The divider is going to be the little dots and how they work with time. Wonderful. So it is polyphonic, which I guess is good. Beautiful, amazing, useful. What if we went over to the thing over here? Marx was right. Interesting. Interesting idea. Yeah. Fucking love breakcore. Amazing. Next up is Tombola. Tombola is a very cool one. Let's go back to this. Let's turn on that. I'm going to record a voice thing real quick because I think that's going to be a cool thing for the Tombola. So if you haven't seen my sampling video on this, go check out the playlist and check out how to sample. We're just going to sample real quick. Let's go over to our Tombola. Now the Tombola, you're going to see when I press keys, it's going to drop them into this little friend here. And every time they hit one of the sides, they're going to trigger. And if I go over here, I can adjust. You can have them exit by doing that, and then let's go ahead and sort of Let's turn on an effect. And just for fun, let's go to our tape and turn on the spring, just because it sounds nice. Go back to our synth engine. So gravity is whether or not these things will want to go down towards the bottom and bounce around. For this thing, we're actually going to have them float. Speed. And then this is bounciness. Will they stick towards the edges or will they bounce? So let's go ahead and I really like the Tombola for ambient stuff. As you can hear, it's really pretty. And this is available on the drum as well. So I just reversed my sample. Isn't that cool? I'm a fan. So those are the sequencers on the OP-1. We have Arpeggiator, Endless, Finger, Pattern, Sketch, and Tombola. And they're all used for different things. And you have access to them both in the drum synth or drum sampler and the synth thing. My name's Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording. I hope this has been informative, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care.